T20 test on one day. India, England, Australia. A Bumrah, plucky, big three-side slayer. What a player! What a player! What a player! Discussing zinger bells and white balls to hells. Baggy greens for long from New South Wales. Is the RPL heaven or hell? Will the 100 fail or do quite well? What a player! What a player! What a player!
What a player, Root Bumrah. What a day it was. Welcome to What a Player Concussion Sub Series Match Day, where we will be reviewing day 4 of the first test between India and England being played out at Trent Bridge. And what a beautiful day of Test cricket it was. After a long time, we've seen such a good day of Test cricket. Root getting another 100, Bumrah getting another 5 and plenty of action to discuss. India at the end of the day need only 157 more runs to go 1-0 up in this 5-match test series. To discuss everything about the day's play, I have Vishak with me. Vishak, how are you doing?
Great, Sanjay. It was a great day of cricket. And not to forget, first thing, it was a great intro song. The video was pretty great. And credit to Suman for doing all that.
Yeah, if you joined us live right at the start, you would have seen lots and lots of guests we've had over the last 6-7 months. But yeah, absolutely brilliant to watch it. Great memories. But coming back to the game, Root playing that brilliant knock. I think this would go down as one of his best hundreds, considering they were almost 100 runs behind. They had to get a big score to give any challenge to India, and they have indeed got a decent target, which India is not great at generally chasing. So tell us something about Root's knock.
It was a great innings. When he came in, there was still 50. There was a deficit of 50, and they were actually in trouble at around 40 odd for 2. And it was a great innings. It was a chanceless innings. At one point of time, he was almost striking at around 80. So that he was pretty aggressive until he reached around 60. Then he slowed down a little bit. I think Indian bowlers bowled pretty well, but he was positive. He played all his shots, looked pretty good. It was a chanceless innings unless he got out to the new ball. And there was an interesting stat. He has not scored a century in England soil for the last 3 years. The last time he scored was against India in 2018, and he scored a century after 3 years in England soil. So and it was a great innings to watch.
From an Indian fan perspective, he can score as many runs as Virat Kohli did in 2018. As long as we win the series 4-1 or 3-2, I'd be happy. But coming to Bumrah, he almost took a hat-trick. The hat-trick ball, funnily, it was a no ball, and I was thinking, oh, here he goes again. What if he had taken a wicket? But it was because they had more fielders on the leg side behind the square. But tell us something about his bowling. So much criticism in WTC final. Some people thought, including me, maybe he should be rested for 1 or 2 games. But he's come back with a bang, 9 wickets, and he batted well as well.
Yeah, it was a fantastic display of bowling. Even as I mentioned in the first day itself, he learned from his mistakes and he started pitching the ball up. The same thing he did. He mixed up his length. He's mixing up his length pretty well, and he's bowling a little fuller, allowing the ball to just deviate a little. If you see his bowling is not a major, it doesn't move the ball that much. It just moves the ball a little bit so that the edge can be taken. He's that kind of a bowler. So credit to him. He bowled that length where the batsman can make the mistakes. And only one thing which I can be critical of Kohli today was in the second session, where first and second session, where we when there were partnerships going on, we waited for them to make mistakes rather than trying something. So that is the only thing I would be critical of. So otherwise, it was a great day, and Bumrah bowled really well, and it was supported pretty well by Siraj as well. Siraj and Shardul Thakur as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So do you think we probably missed how was the pitch extremely flat and we did really well to bowl them out for 300, or maybe a better spinner would have done something? Yeah, you think?
This is nothing new when you see grass on the pitch, right? Usually the grass kind of holds the pitch initial days and it doesn't disintegrate. So going into the fourth and fifth, when you have grass on the pitch on the first day, usually the fourth and the fifth days are the best to bat on. You see that in New Zealand conditions as well. If you always the third and fourth innings produce big scores in New Zealand. That is the exact reason for this because the pitches get better, the grass dies down, and the pitch becomes flat. It doesn't
Yeah.
disintegrate. So the grass, having that extra layer of grass, actually helps that. Stay but even though the first 2 days would be helpful for the bowlers, it makes it an even contest. So yeah, the pitch is actually getting better because there was some grass on the pitch. But again, this was not a pitch; it was completely green. And as Akash mentioned in the first day, right, there was dryness underneath. And even if you see some of the balls bowled by Jadeja, a couple of balls turned as well. I was thinking we are going to miss Ashwin when that happened. And I still reiterate that Ashwin should have played this match, even though we bowled them out twice. And another interesting stat which I saw today was this is only the second instance all our paces have taken all the 20 wickets. The previous one was in Johannesburg in 2018,
Where we
which we
did
won
not
the
have a
test match,
spinner.
and this is the one.
Yeah, in that game we did not have any spinner, I think. But yeah, what a great, as you mentioned. I think if anything in New Zealand the pitches get better and better because they are drop-in pitches. Here you would expect some wear and tear. I was lucky. I think we've had a full day's cricket because effectively the weather forecast was 60-70% rain, and at the end of the day, it's just before I think Rahul got on. It seemed to not rain just at the ground and everywhere else.
Yeah.
So a word about KL Rahul. He was really looking solid. He got a really good one from.
Yeah, he was really good. He was really looking good. I think one good thing was both the Indian batsmen, I would say. Rohit Sharma, though, was playing on, it was not that positive, but at least Rahul, he was making sure that he scores wherever the opportunities are presented. And good, and there was one interesting thing which this showed for KL Rahul of 2018 and KL Rahul of 2021. In 2018, he left almost 50% of the balls and 37% outside off stump he attacked. And in 2021, he has left 74% of the balls and has attacked only 17%, which is a very key thing. He has has had a new technique playing inside the line of the ball. Though it looks like he's getting beaten, he's not getting beaten. He's actually pulling his bat inside and he's actually living the ball. It is like he's playing for the inducker every time, so that he's actually protecting his wicket. And even if he gets beaten, it's fine. So it's a very good technique actually to follow. Actually, this was a technique which was advocated by Sunil Gavaskar also long back, and I think in one of the shows somebody had mentioned this as well. So it's a pretty good technique. I think Vijay sir had mentioned this. So
Yeah.
his technique. He has improved on his technique, and it is great. And he is also playing positively, which is good. And when the bad balls are presented, he is making sure he hit. And if you see, he's playing with a straight bat. There were a couple of off drives which he played, which were fantastic. But unfortunately, he got a pitch of a delivery. But initially, I thought that he had actually closed the face of the bat, which is not correct. So that's the reason I thought that's the reason he got an edge. No, but it was like the ball just straightened a little bit to get the edge, and he thought the ball would come straight. And it was an unplayable ball. Only thing is, like, if we had judged it would swing a little, he could have left it. That is the only thing you can be critical of. But I don't want to be critical, but it is that is being too critical. It was a pitch of a delivery to be.
Yeah, no one's playing that unless you're really a lower order batsman who probably misses it by trying to play it. But yeah, as you mentioned this technique, and as always, if people have watched us, Vishak is very technical with this analysis. Reminds me of Trescothick. I think he had a similar technique where he would sort of play the ball and leave it on the line, and it will seem that he's playing and missing, but he's actually leaving the ball. So, word on
Another one was our coach Ravi Shastri. He used to tuck his bat between both the legs. That was a technique of him leaving the ball. So that is he's another person.
No one's doing that in the era of DRS. But word on our fast bowlers, I thought Shami was a bit off color today. He leaked a few runs. Siraj,
Yes, he was a little off color today, but I think if you see in between, he bowled pretty well. Again, another critical thing was He was not pitching the ball up. He was bowling that back of a length. He was beating the bat again and again. So is always that unlucky Shami, which we don't agree. So is not unlucky. He has to pitch the ball up. So that is something he has to do. But it's okay. It's just one innings. He bowled pretty well in the first innings, and even in the WTC, he bowled pretty well. So if he plays all the fighters, I think India stands a very good chance, and as he's been doing pretty well.
Yeah.
And about Siraj, I think both Siraj and Shardul Thakur, I think they have been doing pretty well. They have been chipping among the wickets and getting those critical wickets. Actually, Siraj getting those 2 wickets early in the day was pretty crucial. Mainly that wicket of Crawley that actually opened the gates a little bit, gave us a chance, even though Root then after took it over and along with Sibley put that 85-run partnership. So that kind of took the game away from us. And later, I think India came back pretty well through Bumrah. So it was altogether a very good day. More than 300 runs scored in the day, and what else could you ask for?
Yeah, and Bumrah, as Sayed has pointed out, taking a five for India, have never lost a game. So hopefully that streak continues. Has India almost sealed this game with a 50-run partnership? Not a 50-run partnership, but 50 runs on the board, 9 wickets in the bag with 150 odd to get. It's only effectively a fourth-day pitch. You backing India to get this easily, or do you think a potential collapse could make our plans to get 1-0 up break?
You never know, because it's anyway it's pressure. It's the last day of a match. England will definitely come hard. Hitters are try to see whatever they can to get those 9 wickets. But they have to be careful. They cannot leak runs as well. They cannot attack too much because they don't have enough runs on the board. If you see when Rahul was batting, that's what happened with them. They kept too many players behind the wicket, and in front of the wicket there were a lot of gaps, and Rahul used that pretty well. He covered row whenever he got an opportunity or played the off drives. He hit 6 boundaries. So he made sure whenever he gets the opportunities, he scored runs. So they have to be careful. They have to keep that in and out fields and try to see how they can restrict as well as go for wickets. So it will be tricky for England. I feel India are on top at the moment and are favourites to win this, but never count out England. And Broad is one person. When he smells blood, he runs through the opposition. When he takes a wicket and is into a spell, he takes 4 or 5 pretty quickly. So beware of Broad, Anderson, and Robinson. And for Broad, it is his home ground, Anderson's favorite ground, and Robinson has been doing pretty well, as Syed already pointed out. So we need to be pretty careful. And Sam Curran as well, he has been a thorn in the flesh for us throughout whenever he has played against India. So we have to be little careful. Make sure, again, as I said on the second day, take it session by session, hour by hour. Play it slowly. There's no urgency you have an entire day to score 150 odd runs. So you can take it slowly. Even if you play sensibly, you can score it in 2 sessions.
Yeah. Syed asking how much Kohli will score. Well, if you're a very positive Indian fan, like hopefully Kohli doesn't have to bat, but I'm sure he'll have to. Even if
I feel the same. He will have to bat. I feel we might lose a few wickets. I think England will definitely hit us hard tomorrow. But hopefully we win it. It'll be a nice game, nice day of cricket again, and we hopefully win it.
Yeah, I think in my perspective, I think Broad would be the danger man. He was cheering up the crowd because, as you mentioned, it's his home ground, potentially his last test season in England, last test at his home ground. A stand would be definitely named after him as soon as he retires. All to look forward to for the 5th day. We rarely have matches going to the 5th day. This is effectively a 4th day, but both the results possible. Definitely, if there is no rain, you can discount the draw. Does Rahul now seal his place in the side as an opener, or do we just simply continue with this 11 going forward? Do you think
it's unfortunate on Agarwal? Actually, I don't think he has done much wrong to be dropped. But if you see, even when Shubman Gill was injured, I was in favor of Rahul getting a game. If you see our Facebook post, I had posted that it's time for Rahul, and I think you had also backed me in that. So yeah, and because we have seen him how good he has been over the last 2 years in IPL, he has been playing Test cricket there also playing. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's just a joke here that he has been playing Test cricket in IPL. So people don't take it. Kings 11 or Punjab Kings 11 don't take it seriously. So yeah,
yeah,
but
but
he's been looking good. He's been in good form, and I think he's been playing good. He's been playing good. So I think he definitely deserved a chance. I don't think he can be dropped after this performance. But the only person who is in danger is Pujara. I hope he gets a good one tomorrow.
yeah. Now, before we close, we have to talk about the moment of the day. This day, if you're following the Olympics closely for India, it started quite early in the morning. I was up watching the last round of golf where Aditi narrowly missed out. Just imagine her being 200th place and still having a great chance at winning a medal, but hard luck. But what a day! People have been looking out of the rules for golf, how it works out, how the point system works, bogey, par, etc., etc. But what a day it was! It started with her. Then we had Bajrang Punia getting a bronze medal, and then to top it all, the second
The
individual
moment
gold.
of the day.
Yeah, it was the moment of the day.
And the
It was,
first Indian athlete to win a gold
yeah,
medal.
you remember?
So apart from hockey, it's only been two medals. One first is Abhinav Bindra in 2008, and now Neeraj
Yeah.
Chopra. So
You
it's
you
a
you read
significant achievement.
history books. You read Milkha Singh getting this close to winning a medal, then PT Usha getting so close to winning an Olympic medal, but Neeraj Chopra, what he's done, will go down in the history. Like this will be a moment where 20 years down the line, if you're still here, be like, where were you when this happened? And what a great day! This has been the best performance in terms of medal tally for India. So kudos for everyone who's won it. So many great close. Like the women's hockey team almost won that bronze medal. Aditi, then so many others who had a great chance. But yeah, all in all, it's been a fantastic campaign for the Indian athletes. Everyone who's participated just to reach the Olympics is such a big achievement. So hats off to them. Hopefully, apart from watching cricket, people will also start following them on social media. Look out for what they do, and it'll be something which will hopefully improve from here on to 2024 Paris. Yes, Vishak. Sorry.
Yeah. I was just saying. I was about to say it was a great day already, as I pointed out, and you said, and it is the highest ever tally for India in Olympics so far. Previously, it was in 2012, I think, which we won, where we won 6 medals. Now we have won 7 medals. Hopefully, we get a few more as well and finish up higher. But coming back to cricket, today, Joe Root's innings, we talked about Joe Root's innings. He was a lone warrior. So, where do you think, even though he played a fantastic innings, they set a mediocre target of 209 for India. So, what do you think the England middle order is lacking? And, like, they are not able to play around him, right? So,
Yeah,
what is your opinion on that?
yeah. I think for the last 2 years, in fact, Root has been the only one who is basically the one who gets most of the runs. If he doesn't score, England doesn't score. Bairstow, Butler, as much as they are great white ball cricketers, without much match practice, and for the Indian tour, you had people coming in and out, rotation. Moeen Ali would have been a great fit in this team as a spinner. Lack of white ball practice, and to be honest, I personally think the focus for England is this year is just white ball World T20 and the Ashes. So these series, England got beaten by New Zealand. India should definitely win this. Three tests, definitely, I would think they would win. But it's a difficult one because Root's the only warrior who's getting all the runs for them. The opening batsmen, they stick around, they do not get those runs. But the helpful bowling conditions also do not help. It's a tough one because these are not flat tracks. It's difficult for him, but 303 runs. I think it was a great show, and who knows? This might be a match winning knock from the Root. What do you think? Anything else they can do in terms of team combination?
I think Bairstow and Butler, they don't fit into the scheme of things mainly for Test cricket. I think they should get in Ben Foakes, who has been a very decent wicketkeeper and has been a good batsman. So I played pretty well in India as well, played pretty well in England conditions. and scored back-to-back 50s in 2 innings in one of the test matches, I guess, in Ahmedabad. So I think he's been doing good. I'm not sure why they are not picking him. He could be a great asset. So I think they have to look beyond Bairstow and Butler, no, and look for good test options. That's something they need to look for. And I think Crawley, after the 267, if you see, in 10 innings, he has scored only 150 score. And that came in one of the Ahmedabad tests. So,
Yeah.
which is really not acceptable. So, the middle order is really struggling. And there was an interesting stat which was mentioned today that Root, since his debut, has scored 24% of the England runs, which is the highest among all the England players. So he has been taking the entire load of England and carrying the ship along alone. So I think he needs more support, and definitely it will be better for England cricket if he gets more support. And hopefully India find a way through him in this series. And if he gets keeps batting like this, it is going to be trouble for India.
No, absolutely. He's scored a lot of runs already. He's the front runner to be the leading run scorer in this five-match long series. But fingers crossed, it'll be a good fifth day. Hopefully, India will win and go 1-0 up and set up the series nicely for the remaining four matches. Before we close, again, great day for India at the Olympics. All sports fans should be overjoyed and look forward to Paris 2024. Also, look out for what these athletes do throughout the non-Olympic season, not just once in 4 years. Support them wherever you can. Watch a game of hockey, badminton, athletics, javelin throw, golf, whatever you can, get your eyes on. So great day again. Hopefully, we'll have you back for tomorrow's review, and it'll be an India win if you're an Indian fan. If you
Hopefully
know,
we'll get it a little early tomorrow with an Indian win, and we'll be celebrating it. Hopefully.
yeah, hopefully that'll be the case. For our viewers, if you're here for the first time, please do check out our channel for other contents you may like. If you haven't done so already, please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and press the bell icon so you do not miss out on a video. Thanks for watching, Vishak. Great to have you. Thanks for all your
Yeah.
insights, and we'll have you back another day, another show. Take care.
Thanks, Sanjay. Thanks, everyone. Stay safe.